This next video is a bonus video, and it's only really applicable to those people who are making lightsabers as your melee weapon. So if you're not using a lightsaber, you don't have to look at this video. This video isn't completely necessary for the completion of this tutorial. What we're going to be doing in this video is deflecting bullets back at the enemy when we're blocking. And it's quite simple. Well, there's quite a simple way to do it. So let's take a look. What I want to do is, I'm going to say, in my Jedi, if I'm blocking and something hits me, I want to deflect a bullet back in front of my character. So instead of leaving this true bracket empty, or this true pin empty, I'm going to add the code there. And it's basically, excuse me, it's basically the same way that your you fire a bullet the same way that the enemy droid does. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my viewport, and I'm going to add a scene, because this is where I want the bullet to spawn from. So let's click on the saber, and let's say, actually let's not click on the saber, actually, click on the camera. Click on the camera, add component, and say scene. Add component, scene. And we're going to call this deflect spot. There we go. Now I'm going to pull this forward to the point where it's going to be if my lightsaber is blocking. So probably about there actually. I'm going to pull it out because I don't want the bullet to hit me again. That's counterproductive I suppose. So it's going to be about there. So when I deflect, my lightsaber will be about there. And my deflect spot is there. So yeah, that's good enough for me. So I've got that spot. Back to the event graph, and this part is nice and simple. So I'm going to pull this launch character down just a little bit so it's out of the way, and I'm going to pull a strand from here, and I'm going to say spawn active from class, spawn active from class, and I'm going to spawn a was it a blaster shot? There we are, blaster shot there. Now I just need to say pull that deflect spot in. Get world transform and plug it in. Let's expand that, and that should work. So if I'm blocking, if blocking is true and I take damage, hit the bullet back in it. Let's give it a go. So taking damage, ignite my lightsaber, let's block. There we go. I'm bouncing the bullets back now. Now these bullets aren't going to do anything to this robot. They may move it up a little bit, but they're not going to do anything just yet, and there's a reason for that. If you think about when we made this bullet, we made it so it would cast to me. It would cast to the Jedi, and check what the Jedi, whether it hit a Jedi, and damage a Jedi. It's not prepared to actually damage a droid, but we can change that. Quite simply by going into our blueprints, into our blaster shot. Let's have a look here. So overlap. If we overlap something, check Jedi, damage the Jedi. We don't want to do that. We want to damage something else. So I'm going to move this up a little bit, and I'm going to use a sequence. So pull a strand from the main pin of your component overlap and say sequence. So the first thing it's going to do, the first try is going to check, right, did I hit a Jedi? Yes, I did. Brilliant. If it didn't, it's going to check something else. So this time, I'm going to say cast to enemy droid blueprint, enemy droid BP, and pull the strand from other actor in. Now I'm going to then just copy and paste, apply the damage again. So this time, if it overlaps something, it'll check first if it's a Jedi. If it's not a Jedi, it'll check if it's a droid. If it's not a droid, it'll just carry on. So let's give that a go. Okay, let's go. Ignite the lightsaber. Okay, so it is hitting it. But right now it's not quite doing anything. Let's have a look. It's not doing anything because we're not telling it to damage it. Sorry, that's my fault. So pull the strand from as enemy droid BP into damage actor, because it was detecting that it was damaging something, destroying it, but not passing the damage on. Let's try that again. Move back a little bit, and let's deflect the shot. Perfect. I deflected the shot back at the droid and destroyed the droid before it was able to destroy or hurt me. Let's try again. Let's go down into, let's say, the temple area. I'm currently getting shot in the back. Here it comes. Deflect. There we go. Deflected the bullet and it hit, or the blaster, and it hit the droid. So I've now got the ability to, if I want to, hit the droid with a lightsaber, or deflect the bullet back at the droid. So it doesn't matter how I want to destroy it, I've got two options then on how I can do that. So that's quite a simple way to show deflection and bouncing a bullet off of yourself and onto the droid. Now currently this is a very simple way of doing it because there's currently only one type of blaster in the game at the moment. So I only have to worry about deflecting one thing back. What you can do if you've got different types of blasters and different types of damage going on, then you can, let's have a look. And what I would do is I would use this damage node. I would use this damage node to detect what it is that's hitting you. So if you've got a blaster shot that's going to do 30 damage, then that means they must have come from a little droid. If it's a blaster shot that's going to do 70 damage, then maybe that was from a bigger droid, something that's going to do more damage. So then you can deflect a different blaster shot back depending on that. So there's different ways about it. Again, this is just the beginner step. It's up to you if you want to make that more advanced. So if you've attempted this part of the video, make sure that you're able to firstly deflect bullets. So if I look away, deflect a bullet in one direction, but also that bullet is able to hit your enemy AI and destroy the enemy AI. If your game's able to do that, perfect, you're ready to move on to the next stage. If not, as I always, go back through the video, make sure that you followed everything as it is, and make sure that your code is correct.